Welcome to HomeFront SitRep. I hope you're in for a great show today because I'm just a veteran talking about what's on my mind and maybe yours.
You can find HomeFront SitRep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. You can also check out HomeFront SitRep's YouTube channel.
Buckle up, the show is starting.
Out on the edge of the battle and back, we've carried the weight and we've walked every track. From desert dust to the fire at home, we've learned how to fight, how to stand alone. But no one tells you what comes after the war. When silence is louder than the guns we bore, that's where we speak, that's where we heal. Stories too real for Hollywood reels. Welcome to the front lines you don't always see. We're warriors to battle just differently. This is our check-in, our voice, our step. This is the HomeFront SitRep podcast. For the fallen, the fighting, and those who came home. For the brothers and sisters who still feel alone. We're holding the line with truth and respect. This is the HomeFront SitRep podcast. For the fallen, the fighting, and those who came home. For the brothers and sisters who still feel alone. We're holding the line with truth and respect. This is the HomeFront SitRep podcast. It ain't all medals and waving flags. There's pain in the silence and weight in the facts. But we've got a mic and a mission to share, to tell the damn truth, cause somebody's gotta care. We laugh, we cry, we cuss, we pray. We honor the ones who ain't here today. From basic to battle and back to the block. This is our rhythm, our round table talk. Welcome to the front lines you don't always see. We're warriors to battle just differently. This is our check-in, our voice, our step. This is the HomeFront SitRep podcast. Still heavy in dreams out of reach, for the lessons the textbooks could never teach. We're sounding off, no filter, no prep. This is the HomeFront SitRep podcast. So if you've worn the boots or love someone who did, if you swallowed your hurt and kept it all hid, pull up a chair, you're not alone. Welcome to the front lines you don't always see, where courage meets scars and raw honesty. This is our anthem, our truth intercept. This is the HomeFront SitRep podcast. For the ones still standing and those we've lost yet, for every single story we'll never forget. We speak so others won't forget. This is the HomeFront SitRep podcast. Real talk, real facts, real life. HomeFront SitRep podcast, where the mission continues.
Welcome everybody to a Monday edition of HomeFront SitRep. How is everybody doing? Gunny, how are you, sir?
You see it, man. I'm here.
I hear you.
2 days in a row. What's up with that, huh?
I know. I like it. I like it. So today's been a real nasty day in Kentucky, Gunny.
I don't know. Dude, I did nothing today. Absolutely friggin' nothing. I say that to say this. I did do all the certificates for the donors and sponsors and supporters that, helped with the Mogadishu Mile. I did that today. I designed a challenge coin for a nonprofit today. I did not leave my house. I am dressed fully, but I did not leave my house today.
No PJs for Gunny.
Yeah, no. The only time that I felt the outdoors was to let Echo out and let her back in. Other than that, my truck didn't move.
Oh man.
Hell, when he come home from school, I didn't do anything today.
So I got a my normal time. Didn't want to get out of bed this morning. I mean, literally did not want to get out of bed this morning. Got dressed, started my truck because I was like, man, it's gonna be cold. Granted, it wasn't super cold. Like last week was colder. But I still started the truck as I was getting dressed, and I texted Lo because she hadn't come downstairs yet. And I was like, hey, are you awake? Because it's one of those nights. I mean, because last night, literally, I went upstairs, got something to eat, sat on the couch, and then I remember doing some stuff on my phone, and then I woke up at 12, And I was like, fuck, I gotta go get in bed. So I jumped up, went and got in bed next to Julie. Now, Julie has been a little under the weather, so she's been coughing and breathing real heavy and stuff with nasal congestion and stuff. So that little 30-minute power nap is what I'm used to. Like, usually I can go, a couple hours later. So I'm sitting there trying to force myself to go to sleep. Now, we got a king size bed. I'm on my side, my little quarter of the bed, my little side. She's facing directly towards me. Like I got my back to her, but she's facing. And all I hear is cough, 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 and then breathing real heavy. And I'm like, shut up. And then she moved a little bit, so she got quiet for a second. I was like, all right, maybe I get back to sleep. No, that went on for about 45 minutes. And I was like, Jesus. And then finally she got up, took some cough medicine, got back in bed, and I was like, all right, this is my 5-minute chance to pass out. And sure enough, I was out. And of course I woke up like I normally do at like 2:30, 3:30, 4:30, and then back up to 5:30. And it's just like, but anyway, but today, man, I was outside all day today, and it wasn't a real heavy rain. It was the rain just enough to make you mad.
Yeah.
And it was just a real light drizzle. And when you're trying to do a driveway bore underneath of a 2-car driveway with your machine, and it's already dangerous enough because you got the bore rods attached and you're going underneath the driveway. You add in a little bit of water mixture to that. The grass gets real slippery, and it just so yeah, it just was one of those days. I was like, man, I'm ready to just go home. So
Yeah. Like again, I don't know. I don't think it did anything here. Any wetness? I don't know.
yeah, it rained here all day, and I'm like, oh God, I'm just so ready for this. I wish it was snow, like not rain. I wish it was snow.
No, I'm not ready
Yeah,
for that yet.
I'm
What
dude.
is
I hate
wrong with
rain.
you?
I hate
Yeah,
rain.
I
I
get
know in
it.
the Marines, if it ain't raining, we ain't training. But I would rather snow. I love Bridgeport, being up in the summit in Bridgeport when we were doing our bivouac up there.
Yeah.
I loved that because it was snow.
The first year.
Yeah,
The
the
first year.
first year. Yeah.
When we had the
Um,
real deep, nice snow. That
oh
second year, it was that wet, nasty snow. That
yeah.
was terrible.
Yeah, but I mean, I loved it because when we were up there, I had the Gore-Tex bottoms on, and then my green skivvy shirt, and that's all I had. It was sun was shining, and it was just beautiful, and I loved it. But rain, man, no, I'd rather sit in the truck and wait for the rain to move on
Yeah.
back. But
I mean,
someday it's
I
part of
liked it, but I didn't because coming from Maine and knowing how to ski, I had to pull that daggum stinking sled with everything in it.
yes,
Right. So it's putting the skins on the skis and up the hills and down the hills and just all this stuff. Right. And, you're getting pushed by that giant sled going
yes.
downhill. So, trying to brake. But again, it was fun. There was some great moments up in Bridgeport both times we went. But yeah, again, coming out of Maine, they can keep that daggum snow.
Yeah, no, and they're saying Kentucky's supposed to get a lot of snow this winter, which
That's what the Farmer's Almanac was looking like.
yeah, we'll see. It's Kentucky's bipolar when it comes to weather. You wait 5 minutes, it's going to change. So it could be 90
I
degrees.
mean, I may get more than you being right on the river or
Yeah,
closer to the river, right? And it just, who knows the way that this is going to go this year.
yeah,
But, I was wrong on last night's podcast. I
uh,
am going to be here Wednesday.
nice.
I don't go to Toledo till next Wednesday, till the 5th.
Oh heck yeah,
So, yeah, I was looking at the schedule today. Miles was asking me something when he got home from school. I was like, oh, I don't have anything Wednesday other than the podcast. So, yeah, I
heck
will be
yeah,
here for
he-
Tip of the Spear.
heck yeah. Tip of the spear with Gunny. I like it. I like it. And then you get back into the grinded things. Then you have a 2-week break. So
Yeah, it's not even 2 weeks. I think it's so we got the 5th in Toledo, and then I got an invite to go to Marietta, Ohio on the 8th to the Marine Corps League's birthday.
Nice.
And just to be a guest, no guest speaking, nothing, just to be a guest. But we also have three away, 2 away football games, some drag racing and some other stuff that weekend too. So we're busy that weekend.
Yeah.
And I know 2 of the jumps require our video stuff, which requires more people. But I've not heard back from anybody regarding, the Marine Corps birthday celebration on the 8th. So I may be out of state for that. I know
Now, is that through the Marine Corps League? Because I know we're doing ours on the 8th as well. So at Detachment 729. So that's why I was wondering. But I think I won't be able to go this year to ours. Julie's already got other things lined up that we were supposed to do with one of the kids. I don't remember which one off the top of my head, but she's like, "Hey, we can't go to that." So, but we're definitely going to go next year for sure.
Yeah, I think they're all doing them around the 8th because I did get asked to do, to be the guest of honor for one of the Marine Corps leagues. I'm like, I can't do it. Then I got asked to speak at the Reserve Center up here in Cincinnati to be a guest speaker. I'm like, can't do it. Too busy.
So that's the Reserve Center that I had to report to.
Cincy,
Yeah.
Communications.
Yeah. When we were doing the IRR, I had to go up there. That was I think I only reported there maybe once, maybe twice. Had to drive up to Cincy and report and do all that stuff you're supposed to do on IRR. So,
Yeah.
but no, so we had, last night we had James Thornton and Mayor Jose Cabrero from the city of Shepherdsville on to talk about the upcoming veteran events in November, that Shepherdsville has. And we were talking about, doing, the Vietnam Veterans Day parade that we did this year for the Vietnam vets, how it made them feel. Then we talked about the Jeep run, Warrior run, the bike Jeep jam, then Warrior Rounds Kentucky style that's coming up throughout the month of November. um Everybody does things, and now we're talking about like the birthday ball on November 8th for the Marine Corps League. There's a lot of great events coming up in November, and I was thinking back to like the origin of Veterans Day when it came about.
I told you
Yeah.
last night.
I know. We were talking about it offline, and because I have to go speak at my daughter's high school for Veterans Day, and I was Googling it and I was researching, and it was the Armistice Day, the 11th month, the 11th hour on the 11th day.
Yep.
So that's why they celebrate Veterans Day. And I'm like, man, that's super. It's just cool how they put things together, and how it after after so many years it's what it is now. And and November for some reason is very veteran friendly. November, if that makes sense, because a lot of people do things for veterans in November.
Well, and it's just because of Veterans Day, I think, being in November, right? You got like Mission Barbecue, that the week leading up to or the week of, I can't remember which it is, but like one day, if you're a Navy veteran, you go in, you get a free sandwich. If you're a Marine veteran, a different day. So, the 5 major branches, and then they fold in the Space Force with the
Air Force
for their day. But, you get your free sandwich at Mission Barbecue. And then there's, I know Texas Roadhouse usually does a meal for the veteran.
Yeah.
And it's on a condensed menu. You like to give you a little paper menu, like, I don't know, 8 by 6, whatever. And, you get to choose one of the meals off of that. And there's others that do it too. And then, of course, a lot of organizations out there are giving discounts already, but they see they're a veteran, they just automatically just apply it without even saying anything. And then I did see Darren from RDC Shoes is giving a pretty good discount for a limited period of time in celebration of the Marine Corps birthday, because he was a Marine. That if I think it's use code RDC 1775, and it's the Glory shoes, and I think or it's Patriot. I can't remember. It's one of them. And then it's the Folds of Honor shoe for $75.
Oh man, that's a really good discount.
Yeah. And again, it's for a limited period of time. But yeah, he's offering that, for the veterans, and in celebration of the 250th of the Marine Corps birthday. I did see that earlier today.
Yeah, so I asked Darren a while back, because remember when we had him on the show, he was talking about doing one for the Marine Corps 250. And so I asked him a while back, probably three or 4 months ago. I was like, "Hey, how's the Marine Corps 250 shoe coming along?" He goes, "Oh man, we're not gonna be able to do it this year." And I'm like, well, maybe we'll get 300, maybe. We'll see. I'm
probably not gonna be around then.
Probably not. Me neither. Probably not. Yeah, so I'm trying to see America 250. I'm on the rdcshoes.com website. So go.
It was on his Facebook. I think Darren's personal Facebook put it out there, or the RDC Facebook. I can't remember which one it was.
Well, all right, because it's not saying anything on the website. So
yeah. Well, I know, and like my mom, so we graduated boot camp a while ago. Well,
yes,
on Family Day, I bought my mom a sweatshirt. She was still wearing the thing last time I went home. And I'm like, you got to get rid of that thing. She says, "Will you give me another one? I'll get one." So I couldn't find a sweatshirt. April, myself, and Miles over the 4th stopped into Paris Island on the way home. But I did find her a t-shirt. I did find her a t-shirt and sent it to her. And it arrived, I want to say last Friday or the Friday before, but they had I think it was at the Legion. They had a fundraiser for Wreaths Across America to be able to place wreaths in, my local hometown cemetery. But, and those things are going on too. And, if you're a nonprofit out there, and, you can go to Wreaths Across America and submit for your nonprofit to receive funds through the purchase of wreaths, and they'll give you a code or a link that you attach to your stuff, and anybody that buys a wreath through that, you get $5 in return for every wreath purchased. So Wreaths Across America is coming up in December. I think it's the 13th this year. Unfortunately, I will not be making it to DC this year, so I'm going to go the skydive team Fast Tracks. We always place wreaths at the Middletown, Ohio cemetery, and help pass out the wreaths along with the Civil Air Patrol and the Scouts. So I'll be up there with the team this year, partaking in the team's Wreaths Across America wreath laying.
Nice. So I did find that Darren Davis. So RDC Shoe Company is going to give the greatest discount ever on the Patriot and the Folds of Honor shoe for an extremely limited time. We are doing this discount for veterans because of the 250th Marine Corps birthday that is coming up. This is my gift to you, and thank you all for your support. The code for the Patriot shoe is RDC 1775. And I'm assuming if you order the Folds of Honor as well, it's the same code, because it says the code for the Patriot shoe is. So so definitely
I think it's the same code.
Yeah, I think it's the same code. So definitely I'm gonna have to share that for Mr. Darren Davis, because I do love my Patriot shoes that I have. I'm gonna have to order
so
another.
Comfortable.
Dude, they are. They are so comfortable. And I guess I'm gonna have to order the folds of honor too, just because I think they look a little different, like the sole of the shoe
Yeah,
looks
they're
a little bit.
different. He modeled those ones. So the original ones, the Glories,
Mhm.
um, and the folds are similar, but the folds have a different sole in them. And I want to
Okay.
say that I can't remember if he said it was based off of an Asics or a New Balance. I can't remember what he said, but they are a little bit more comfortable from everybody that I've talked to that has the pair. Now I I will mix and match. Like I'll wear my Glory on one foot and the Patriot on the other, or vice versa, because you get the stars on your right and the
Yeah.
bars
Yeah.
on your left. It makes it look like you're wearing the flag on your foot. But I also sometimes just wear the Glory, sometimes just wear the Patriot. It just depends on how I'm feeling.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I like it. No, so let me look at our website real quick, see if I got any veteran events on there that we want to mention. Do you got any veteran events up there in your area that you know of off the top of your head?
Not that I'm aware of. I know my son's school sent out a text or an email today requesting, that the veteran send their name, branch of service, and a photo, and they're going to be scrolling it on the TVs at school throughout the day. But other than that, I don't know. I just, we're so busy this time of year with Team Fast Tracks that I don't even look anymore because of how busy we are.
Right.
Like I said, I got the invite back in August to go to this Marine Corps birthday celebration with the Marine Corps League over in Marietta, Ohio. But I've not heard anything. So, I mean, I may reach out to him this week to see, hey, are we still good for the 8th, or do I need to make other plans? Because, again, I'll go down to, wherever I'm needed
Right.
team-wise.
Right. So Sunday, November the 9th in Hoover, Alabama at 613 Sanders Road, Military Appreciation Day by Dude in the Jeep Foundation. They're hosting a event, first ever event to thank and show appreciation for our brave men and women who have and still continue to serve and sacrifice their freedoms to protect ours. There will be fun for all ages, vendors, resource tables, live entertainment, food, and more. The event is free admission. And so if you're down around Hoover, Alabama, between the times of 2 to 6 on November the 9th, they are having a military appreciation day. Um, let's see what else we got here. All right. So we got a bunch. November the 11th, you got the Great American Guitar Strum Veterans Day edition. This is on, um, looks like it's going to be a virtual link. You can click it if you go to HomeFrontSitRep.com, go to upcoming episodes events, November the 11th. It's instructor led virtual guitar circle. Uh, Tune the acoustic guitar, turn on your computer, strum, and have fun. All skill levels welcome. Beginner to advanced, play along to the chords as they flash on the screen. Not a Zoom user, then you can connect through the YouTube page at Groove and Tom. So that's from 8 to 9:30 on the 11th. So on Veterans Day that day. Then 20 uh this is on November the 15th. 2025 Bullock County Lincoln Reagan Veterans Celebration Dinner. This is in Shepherdsville at the convention center. There's no more information on that, but it's from 3 to 6. Actually, that's what's on there twice. I don't know what's on there twice. So that's the events that I know of at the present moment in
Yeah.
time
Plus the
that
8th,
are,
the Jeep event
yeah. Yeah, I
on
haven't
the 8th.
added those to the calendar yet. Yeah. So I do want to talk about something, and because this is something that's kind of up our alley, but not really up our alley. It's up our alley because we're veterans, right? There's a lot of veterans out there, let's say combat vets, that dislike non-combat vets, and they try to shame people, right?
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
well, you didn't serve in combat, so you're not a true vet. And then you got veterans out there that didn't serve in combat, but yet know just enough to embellish their story to make
Yes.
their to
A
make
little bit of borrowed valor, if you
yeah, a
will.
little bit of borrowed valor, yes. So there's a lot of that that's been going on lately on social media, right? And unfortunately, with us being in the veteran community, um, I think we should always try to lift people up and not put people down, right? So if you're a combat vet, don't knock, a supply guy that never went to combat, or
Let's define combat though, right?
yeah,
I
we
never
can,
returned fire after being blown up either time, right? So yes, I participated in combat operations, but was never in true combat. And if you look at that, there's a very limited number of people that truly were in combat. You don't, I mean, yes, you picked your field. I get it. And every single person serves the greater purpose, right? And that is to support the infantry. That's the job, right?
yeah,
Infantry guys can't do our job without those support elements.
right,
And then you look at the guys, and I hear it all the time, well, I didn't serve in combat, so I don't deserve this. First and foremost, you don't get to choose when war, conflict, whatever breaks out,
right,
right? You and I, we joined during peacetime, nothing was going on. And had I only done my 4 years,
like me the first time,
right, I would have got out of the Marine Corps with not seeing any combat operations. Now, we saw some nasty stuff in Haiti that, due to rules of engagement, we could do nothing about, Haitian on Haitian violence or whatever else we saw. As if it didn't affect U.S. personnel life or sensitive equipment, we couldn't do anything about it, right?
right,
Again, but not combat. We, going to Greece and doing NATO exercises over there, again, not combat. Going to Korea and Japan, doing jungle warfare and mountain warfare training, again, not combat. I spent 3 years on recruiting duty and then left. Went to Haiti again, okay, 2004. That was my first experience with a combat environment.
right,
It was a peacemaking that turned to peacekeeping that turned to humanitarian, all in a 5-month time period, 6-month time period. We were on patrol and we started getting shot at by Haitians. So I thought. The Haitians, again, were shooting at the Haitian police and not aiming very well. Those rounds impacted near us in vehicles and things of that nature. They were not
okay,
aimed at us, but still combat operations that were happening down there. And then you take off and, I go to Iraq and get blown up twice within 63, 64 days, 67
right,
days, whatever it was, but never returned fire
yeah,
because your rules of engagement, right? So there are guys and girls that served in Iraq and Afghanistan in the air wing community that never left the base.
Right.
But there are turning wrenches on the aircraft to keep them airworthy for either medevac or supply or close air support. The service should not be diminished by any means whatsoever.
Yeah, no,
You
I agree
signed your
with you.
name on the contract. Was it like 15 friggin' times? Because I had to do it every time the kid did it as a recruiter, knowing that possibly in some way, shape, or form that you could possibly deploy to a forward area that was hostile.
Right.
Whether you saw action or not is another thing.
Yeah, and I'm right there with you. Like, so I got out in 2001, right before 9/11 happened. As soon as 9/11 happened, I was like, "Oh, I'm going back." Like, I knew. I don't know why I knew or how I knew, but I knew I was infantry, and if war was breaking out, I was so fresh out of the Marine Corps that I was going to go back. I knew. So when I got that Western Union, and yes, the military government still uses Western Union to reactivate you. I called mom right after 9/11, like when the shit was hitting the fan. I was like, be on a lookout for a Western Union. She goes, what do you mean? I said, well, if I get recalled back in, they're going to be sending a Western Union to your address because you're still the home of record. I said, you have two choices. You can either sign for it or say he don't live here. Your choice is what I told her. Because if she didn't sign for it, then I didn't have to report back. If she did sign for it, I had to report back. Mom signed for it. And I was okay with that. I was like, so when I got home from work that day, I checked, Reddit. It says, please report back to Camp Lejeune for combat refresher training. I was like, why do I need combat refresher training? I ain't been out that long, And so they sent us back to Lejeune and put us with a mobilization support battalion. Now I'm a grunt. That's what I know. Being a grunt, infantry. That's what I know. And they're like, well, we're going to send you over to Kuwait, and you're going to you guys are going to set up fobs and set up the GP tents and stuff like that. And I'm throwing 10 kinds of heck throughout the windows because I was like, look, you called me back from my civilian job, and you're going to send me over there to set up GP tents and stuff, and but it's all part of it. It's part
Yeah.
of. Like I didn't have anybody firing at me. I didn't have the opportunity to fire back. But the whole time I was there, I was like, look, let me re-enlist and send me to my old unit. Send me back to 1-8. Because I would have gladly done that in a heartbeat. But it is what it is. What's up, Mr. Franco? How are you, sir? And Steven, thank you guys for coming in here. But the thing is right now, all these people and veteran community right now is very toxic, right? Because you got people out there that served in the military and now they're borrowing valor because they're trying to run a nonprofit. But if you're borrowing valor and you're trying to run a nonprofit, that's not going to it's not going to end well. Not for that. Not for you. Yes, you're gonna wind up getting caught. Somebody's gonna know you and say, "Hey, that's not what happened. You weren't there," uh, and it's just gonna be all those people that you were trying to help are gonna feel hurt all over again because here you are
Oh, they're
lying
gonna
to them.
feel betrayed.
Yeah, they're gonna feel betrayed, and it's not gonna end well. Yeah, Steven says right here, it won't end well at all. So if you are a veteran, don't borrow valor. Don't try to make yourself look better than you already do, because one, you're a small percentage of people. That's was it 3% of Americans that served in the military? Is it
So
3%?
total, right? So total, it's close to 7% since 1776 when the United States, did their thing, declared their independence. It's somewhere around it's 6 point something, right, percent of all Americans,
Yeah,
of all U.S.
yeah,
citizens have served. in the military. 1% to less than 1% of all who have served actually saw combat operations.
Yeah. So you don't have to. There's that old saying, you don't have to lie to be my friend. You know what I'm
Tell
saying?
your truth.
Yeah, you just be yourself. Be that honesty, that integrity that you had when you were in the military. Be your true self. Don't try to be something that you're not. Like, I'm not sitting here claiming, I'm a Purple Heart recipient and I had 4 combat tours, and
I'm a
I'm not claiming
recon
that.
ranger,
Yeah, I'm a recon
sniper,
ranger. Yeah. Yeah,
friggin'
I'm
SEAL,
not
you
I'm
know.
not claiming that. If anybody asked me what I did in the Marine Corps, I was 0311 infantry. I served from 1997 to 2001, got out right before 9/11 happened. After 9/11 happened, I got recalled back in, and I was in until 2004. So that's my story. I'm not trying to say that I'm this big bad recon guy or scout sniper or this or that. I'm infantry. That's what I am. So I'm not gonna.
I was an air winger mechanic that have 3 hours on the aircraft in 5 years. That's what I did.
Yeah, there you go. After
I was
your
a
infantry
farmer's
stuff.
bitch.
So
Loved being the squadron gunny, loved every minute of it. But there are some times that it's like, oof, these air wingers, man. I want to go back across the river.
so you have a little bit of a different story, because here you are. You started infantry, right? 0311
Yep.
Golf Company, 2nd Battalion, 8th Marines.
Yep.
You did that for 3 years. Then
Yep.
you went on your little sabbatical.
Nah, I went to 2nd LAR, man.
Eh,
So I went to re-enlist, right? Actually, I went to extend for that med float. And the sergeant major at the time told me, F you have orders to LAR. So I went over there and I had fun being a scout. I had fun training the guys. And
what's up,
I
Rich?
re-enlisted and ended up on recruiting duty. That's all I'm saying. For 3 years.
Yeah. So you went on a little sabbatical. You went on a little sabbatical to Kentucky.
Yep.
And you did that for a few years, right? And then
Three very, very painful years.
and
But
then
I will say, it recruiting duty is probably the most challenging duty because you make your schedule. Your success or failure is based solely on you, right?
yeah,
So you go to be a combat instructor, you have a syllabus you have to go by. You go to be a drill instructor, you have a syllabus you have to go by. You go do Marine security guard, you're guarding the embassy, right? You once you're done school, that's it. You still have somebody that's over you that's making your schedule for watch and all this other stuff, unless you are the watch commander. On recruiting, it is solely based on you and your own performance and your
yeah,
planning and how many people you put in or don't put in. I mean, there were months that I didn't put anybody in because I didn't feel anybody was quality enough, right? I could care less about the quantity.
right.
I wasn't a stellar recruiter. I hated every minute of it. And as soon as they said, "Hey, you're going back to the fleet," I was like, "Oh, thank you, Jesus. Give me my ribbon. Let me get back to the fleet and do my job."
Yeah.
Oh.
So I think I've been like you when it comes to recruiting. I'm not going to push numbers. I'm not going to, if my numbers was to get 20 recruits a month, I'd probably be barely getting that, because I would be looking for the best of the
Barely
best.
getting 20.
Well, I was just throwing out a random number.
Yeah, you got to bring that number down to like friggin' 2 to 3. So
Because for
pre
me,
pre 9/11, each recruiter was on for 1 to 2 per month,
okay,
depending on what the total of the recruiting station was on for, right? Then it gets broken up in between the 3, 4 recruiters that are out of that station. After 9/11, when the Marine Corps went from, was it 198,000 total strength to wanting to go to 210,000 strength. Then we got on 4 to 6 per recruiter per month for a period of time. And, that's not only in getting them into the delayed entry program, but shipping to recruit training as well.
Yeah. But I think I would have been just like you, though. I would look for the best of the best, because for me, the Marine Corps is the best of the best. And I'm sure you're the same way. Now, I'm not knocking the Army. I'm not knocking the Navy, Air Force. I'm not knocking those two. I'm not.
I tell you,
But
I say it all the time. If I'm a 17-year-old, 18-year-old right now, knowing what I know about each branch of the service and operations and quality of life and all this stuff, I'm going to the Air Force. Hands down, going to the Air Force. If I'm going back to have to do it all over again, I would not change a thing.
Same.
Because everything I did got me to where I am today.
Yeah.
If I don't come on recruit duty, I don't meet my wife, which means I don't have my 2 boys. Right? If I don't get injured, I don't lat move over, and I don't meet some of the greatest people. Miller in his Space Force. Of course you would, with your little freaking tinfoil hat on and everything. But, I wouldn't be on Team Fast Tracks. I wouldn't be part of the nonprofits that I've been part of. I wouldn't be the director of the Mogadishu Mile, Kentucky. So everything that happened to me during my time in service got me to where I am today. And I wouldn't change a thing. Yeah, getting blown up sucked both times. Even sucked more the second time. But, and, having to deal with the hospital stays and the 46 surgeries and everything else that I've gone through, it sucks. But the reward is getting to positively affect people's lives, after service, and continue the mission to honor our fallen. And there's no better feeling than that.
Yeah, I would agree. I and I tell my daughters, like, because both my kids were thinking about joining the military, and I still don't know what they're going to wind up doing. They're going to go to college first, right? And Grace is like, well, this is what I want to do, and I'm like, so Grace is my oldest. She was in law enforcement pathway in high school. Her ultimate end goal is to be an FBI agent, and I'm like, all right, don't go Marines. I said, you got your choice. If you want to go into the FBI, your best option is the Air Force. I said, then secondly, you could possibly go into the Army and work your way into the Air Force. So I gave her that option. Look, go the Air Force. You're going to have more options.
But if she only wants to stay 4 or 6 years, absolutely. If she wants to stay beyond that, I would say go Marine Corps and try to go to Marine Security Guard, because you're working with the State Department at that moment.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that. MSG, yeah.
But only if she plans on staying, like re-enlisting after, like 8 to 10 years.
Well, she wants so
short term, 4-year enlisted, 6-year officer commitment. I'd definitely go to the Air Force for sure.
Yeah.
So it's more like corporate America anyway.
Yeah, so I think she's planning on maybe doing 4 or 6, depending. But we'll see. And then my youngest, she wants to be a combat medic and then a high school history teacher.
So he's go to the Army straight up.
Yeah. So I was like, you need to go to the Army for sure.
The Air Force has great medics too. I mean, we have there's a guy, he was enlisted Air Force and now he's an officer. He's a nurse with the Air Force. He just finished some cool training I just saw on his Facebook. But he's having a great time, doing, medicine with the Air Force, whatever his job is. But I mean, they have great programs too, because they still do like the aviation medicine and stuff like that, with hyperbaric chambers and oxygen therapy and all that good stuff.
Yeah. What's up, Stephen LaMonica? How are you, sir? Your brother was in here. I don't know if he still is, but he was in here just a little bit ago. But yeah, so getting back to
Yeah, there's no reason to embellish your service.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, because eventually you're going to come on. We'll just say, our platform, and there are quite a few people that tune in to the live, and there are more people that either listen to it or will watch it. And if you're out there telling what is your life event, your life story is that may not be true, that you're embellishing some things, somebody that you served with might see you or
Yeah.
hear you talking about that and be like, no, that dude never left the wire. What's he talking about?
Yeah.
And eventually that person talks to another person, they talk to another person, and then it all comes crashing down on you. Whether you're
Yeah.
running a nonprofit or not, it doesn't matter. You're going to get caught eventually by guys and girls that you served with that are going to be like, no, he's full of it. And
Yeah.
then you lose all credibility.
So I've seen it happen way too many times in the nonprofit world. So there's a local here. The original founder stated that he did this, he did that, he did this, he did that. Come to find out, half of the stuff that he said he did, he never did. Well, unfortunately, after getting caught, this was a few years later, like 10, 15 years after he started the organization, he got caught, and he became part of the 22 because he got caught, and it finally came out that
Yeah.
some of his story was correct, but a lot of his story was not. And that's unfortunately, that's what happens quite a bit in the nonprofit world. If you're overselling your story uh, and you get caught, you're going to hit rock bottom. And what's going to happen is kind of like the boy who called wolf too many times. You're going to lose all the people that had respect for you, and they're not going to be there for you when you need them the most. So don't embellish your story. Just be yourself. Be humble, be who you are, and don't change. Here's the thing. A lot of people, when they start a nonprofit, they start it for the right reasons, right? And then they start gaining speed, momentum within the organization, and it starts growing, and funds start coming in, and you get all these volunteers, and then people change. They start getting that big head, and they just their whole mentality changed. They forget their reason why they started the nonprofit. So just be yourself, be human, be yourself. We all make mistakes, but you are eventually going to get caught at your lies. So you have to be yourself and be humble, be true to yourself, and don't embellish your things. And then here's another thing: if you served in Iraq, Afghanistan, you had rounds coming at you, and you were throwing lead back at them. Yes, you're a combat vet. We love you. We appreciate you, but don't knock the legs. And I'm saying legs because the arms and legs, your supply, your air wing, your cooks,
I call them jock straps because
there you go.
everybody needs a little support every now and then.
Don't knock the support, your support, because if you're infantry, we can't do it without those guys.
Yeah. Think we lost the Willis. You are frozen. Hello, Willis. Anyway. Yeah, I got to see both sides of it. Being in the infantry for 9+ years and, being told that you're the tip of the spear the entire time and you're training for war, you're actually going to combat or combat operations. And then after injury,
Or
Hey,
we
you're finally back. You froze up for like a long time. No, he's still talking. He doesn't even know that he's frozen. And then, after injury, yeah, Rob says you lost your support.
yeah, I lost my support. I guess my internet just like flashed.
Yeah,
'Cause it
you
was like,
froze. Like Stephen Lamonca says he's either frozen or buffering, and then Robert Bannis says he lost his support.
yeah, my
Miller says the government the government shutdown got him.
oh heck, man.
But
I
and
was like,
then so you kept talking. I just kept going because I was fine. But then I moved to the
yeah,
air wing, and you realize how much maintenance goes into keeping the aircraft up. And we always used to say swing with the wing, and there's the only thing they're swinging is wrenches because especially for the Osprey, it's a lot of maintenance hours to keep that thing flying, to keep that in mission capable to support the infantry units or the special operations units that they are going. But again, the same thing with ammo and food and fuel and all that stuff. The infantry needs those. So if
yeah,
you are that combat infantryman that's dogging everybody else, shame on you because you can't do your job without them.
yeah, yeah. And I see that a lot on TikTok. Like there's a comment that came in just a few minutes ago. If you ain't Levin Bravo, you ain't doo doo. And I'm like, no, man, because when we first got to the fleet, Second Battalion, 8th Marines Golf Company. When we first got there, some of my closest friends were the cooks that were
Well, yeah,
there.
because you want good chow every time you go to the chow hall.
Right. They were some, and then the comm guys, your comm guys that came over because when you want to make sure you had the best radio, those are the people
Extra
that you want
batteries.
extra batteries. Yeah. Because you wanted to make sure if you were carrying the radio that you were good to go. And then they came out with those, the squad radios, the little,
The
whatever they
handhelds.
were. Yeah. The handhelds. Those things were so junk, man. So junk.
I'll tell you, my admin and supply. You take care of admin supply, you'll never have an issue.
Yeah.
As a
Yeah.
leader, you take care of admin and supply, and your men and women have an issue, and you walk in that office, they'll be more willing to help you because you're treating them right. Treat them
Yeah.
like humans. Don't treat them like trash.
Yeah. So I remember our admin guys at 2-8 Golf Company. They, I had so much issues with those guys, and I don't know why. Like
Well,
I still don't think.
but they were also had the most legal issues
Yeah.
with the battalion, and that's before they did the consolidated admin. Right now, they have a small admin section in the infantry unit still, but then there's the big consolidated admin for the entire base now that covers everybody's stuff.
Hmm.
Uh, and
So I need to get.
that's its
I,
own little
I
issue.
need to get. I need to get my stuff corrected because I don't think all of my stuff is in there.
Well, at this point, you have to write a letter to. Oh my gosh.
Well, Stephen, we hope you're on HMG soon as well. Thank you for jumping in here and hanging out with us, brother.
Yep. I think it's the Office of Naval Corrections. I think is what it is where you have to write a letter to, and your supporting evidence to correct all your stuff.
Yeah, I'll have to look at your DD 214 and see, like, especially for the first DD 214, and see how they coincide for the first 4 years. I know yours will be a little different at the end. Um, what's up, Top? How are you, sir?
Man, speaking of events coming up, so Warrior Honor Cruise has a online auction that's coming up to support their events. Some great items on there. A lot of that brown liquid that comes out of a lot of it comes out of Kentucky is going to be on there.
Heck
But
yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of really, really cool items on there to bid on. And again, every single penny goes to bring in, I'm not going to say new, first time Purple Heart cruisers for the Warrior Honor Cruise.
Yeah, I'm hoping to be able to go experience some of the cruise next year. I won't be able to go out to the breakout sessions where the Purple Heart guys go in and do their thing, but still be able to go and experience a lot of that with you guys next year. I'm hoping. I know. Richard Fuller and them, they extended the invite this year, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to go. And I
Well, we
think,
already have our dates for next year.
yeah, I did hear that.
So, and it's going to be a good one. We're doing Aruba, Bonaire, and Julie says, really?
The wife says, really?
And then
Ooh,
Celebration
Aruba.
Key. So, yeah, Aruba, Bonaire, and Celebration Key. So Carnival's new private island.
Ooh.
Yeah,
So,
one of the I think it was Jason Little and Carrie. They went this past July after they opened, and they really had a good time. So,
Julie, you would get to go with me, honey. You'd get to go with me. Of course, you did say Aruba and Bonaire, and if we go on that cruise, Lorelai, my youngest and my oldest, would probably kick mine and Julie's butt, because that's out of all the Caribbean islands, that's a couple that we haven't hit yet.
Oh yeah, and they're nice. We've been April and I've been to both. Yeah, but the cruise isn't until October, Julie. Plenty of time after graduation. Plenty of time. See, next time she sees me, she's gonna kick my butt.
she might not like you anymore.
I'm trying to get you guys to go on the cruise with us, man.
Right. I'm trying to get Gunny to go on the adults trip with us that we're planning. Him and April to go with us. We'll figure it out. We still got. But so a lot of great veteran events coming up. If you know of a veteran event that is in your area, that's coming up, at the end of the year or next year, send me an email at homefrontsitrep@gmail.com. If it has a Facebook event, like a event created, send me the link to that, and I want to sign me up for whatever there is that we're see. There you go. Aruba, Bonaire, and Crystal Cay. You said
Celebration Key.
Yeah, there we go. There's certain multiple beaches there, especially Aruba. But yeah,
Celebration has multiple sections, and you can pay to go to be in the adult only, like 0 kids. I'm like, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, that definitely sounds good to me too. If I got no kids, I don't want to be around kids. Yeah. So we went to a Halloween party yesterday, and our kids are old. They don't do the pumpkin carving or anything like that. So we were there. We ate soups because everybody brought different soups, and they're like, "All right, time to start pumpkin carving." I was like, "I'm out." Of course, I had to come home for the podcast, but I was like, "All right, time to go." It's like, no, we ain't gonna deal with that crazy anymore. So
see you later. Bye.
Yeah, see you later. Bye. So if you're out there, and if your organization, nonprofit, is having a veteran event coming up at the end of 2025 or sometime in 2026, reach out to me via email, homefrontsitrep@gmail.com. That way I can add it to our website at homefrontsitrep.com. That way we can have it on there and people can go there, click on our upcoming events, and boom, see all the information. So definitely do that. And like I said, be yourself, be humble, don't embellish your story. And if you're a veteran out there, don't knock another veteran, because we need to be helping each other. We're all in this together. Whether you're trying to end the 22, whether you're trying to help fight PTSD, whether you're helping fight MST, whatever your mission is within the veteran community, we all need to work together. And there's
going to be some razzing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's, between branches, but
But
End of the
don't be
day,
putting down a veteran.
end of the day, your mission is to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. It's written
Yes,
in your
sir.
oath. That
Yeah.
is your mission, period.
Yes, sir. Well, Gunny, it is about that time, my friend.
It is. My dinner's in there getting cold, man.
I know, right?
You're not alone. You still have worth. You still have value. Don't let the dark days win.
Mm. In the silence of your struggles, remember, though unseen, you are deeply held in the hearts of others. You are not alone. And then I'm going to add this one right here. The uniform may come off, but the bond remains. And together we heal, we rise, and we carry each other forward. That's a perfect message for what we were talking about tonight. Don't knock each other down. Give that hand up, not a hand out, hand up. That way we all rise together and we carry each other forward and help try to eliminate the 22 a day.
Yep. Surround yourself with people that are going to bring you up, not tear you down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then this right here, hashtag be someone stranger. We talk about this every episode, and I will talk about this until the day I'm 6 feet up or under.
Up.
Yeah, up 6 feet up. You know, because I'm going to guard the gates, brother. I'm going to go guard the gates.
Hopefully that's more than 6 feet. I mean, I know
Maybe.
6 feet's a lot for you.
Right. Hashtag be someone stranger. And what I mean by this is we as humans, we're more apt to talk to a complete stranger than the ones we love the most. So be somebody's stranger. When you're out and about and you see somebody, looks like they might be having a bad day, go up to them, say, "Hey, how you doing?" And if they give you the red flags, "I'm okay, I'm hanging in there, I'm living a dream," ask the next hard question. How are you really doing? But be ready for that conversation, because it could be a 5-minute conversation, could be an 8-hour conversation. You just have to be ready for it. If you're going to ask the question, you have to be ready for that conversation. And sometimes we just want people to listen to us and not try to fix us, not respond. Just listen, let us get it out.
Yeah. And back to being somebody's stranger, especially with, Veterans Day coming up, you're going to see a lot of people wearing their, Vietnam veteran hat, Korea veteran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Marine veteran, Navy veteran, whatever. A simple thank you for your service and welcome home goes a long way.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was at work the other day, and I was plowing in this yard, right? This guy walks out of the house. He had a Vietnam vet hat. He comes right up to me. And before he said anything, I said, "I'm going to stop you right there." Stuck my hand out. I said, "First, I want to say welcome home and thank you for your service." And a little tear, like tears started coming out of his eyes. That goes a long way, people. It goes a
Yep.
long way.
Yep. And again, it takes a village. Use your people, use your community. We all have social media, and you claim to have 1,000 friends on your social media. If you're struggling, reach out to one of those friends. Just, hey, need somebody to talk to today. Or be that person that reaches out and says, "Hey, just checking on you. It's been a while." Or do what
Yep.
Dan and Babs do. Pick up the phone and do cell phone roulette. Open your contacts, blindly scroll, hit, push the number, see if they pick up. If not, leave a message. "Hey, just checking on you. It's been a while." Even if it's been a couple hours.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
Yep. Keep doing that until someone picks up. Your voice just might be what they need to hear when you're the one that really needed to talk to somebody.
Yeah. Big shout out to our partners, Heroes Media Group, Reese Across America Radio, Military United podcast streams, Elite Engraving, Same Flag, Same Oath.com, and Valor Coins and Pins. And I'm going to go ahead and throw in RDC Shoes in there as well. Give Mr. Darren Davis a big shout out. Our partners are amazing. They're not sponsors, they're partners. We support them just as much as they support us. Especially Adam Bird at Heroes Media Group. I mean, he's been amazing since we've been part of HMG. And then Jeff Pierce at Reach Across America. Radio.
Yeah.
Friggin' another amazing person. So go check out Reese Across America Radio at www.reaseacrossamerica.org/radio. You can download the iHeartRadio app, the Audacity app, the TuneIn app. Search the word Reese, and you can find it there as well. You can find HomeFront SitRep on there Thursday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern. That's Thursday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern. So go check us out there as well. Then go check out sameflagsameoath.com. We have a shirt, and Uncle Sam is wearing it tonight. Marine it down back there. I don't know. Can you see it very good, Gunny?
Yeah, I mean, I know what it is, so I can tell. Hey, there you go.
Yeah, so Uncle Sam's wearing Marine It Down. It's wordplay off Keep It Simple Stupid. It's a co-branded shirt with sameflagsameoath.com. We get 25% of all sales. At the end of the year, what HomeFront SitRep is going to do, we're going to take that check. We're going to take all these nonprofits that we've had. We're going to do a randomized wheel, spin it. Whoever it lands on gets that check. And then Elite Engraving. We got our hat I wore last night on last night's episode. It's different color hats. It's a Richardson 112. It's got the red logo with the burnt in HomeFront SitRep logo on it patch. We get 20% of all sales of that. At the end of the year, we're also going to do the same thing with that money. Whoever won the Same Flag, Same Oath, we're going to take them off, spin the wheel again, and whoever it lands on gets that one. And then also check out HomeFrontSitRep.com. You can find the links there underneath the merch. You could see our upcoming episodes. You could see our former or episodes that we've had before. It needs to be a little bit updated to catch up for this year a little bit, but I'll have that, in December, January time frame, because I'll be sitting in the office quite a bit with the snow on the ground that's coming our way. Other than that, my friend, I think that's it. Gunny, what do you think?
Yeah, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Tip of the spear.
Yep, and that you can find it on HomeFront SitRep, HMG, any of the Misfit Nations, the Triple Threat Vets podcast, anywhere that we're going to be broadcasting live, you'll be able to find us on any of those. So make sure you check us out. Same time, 7 p.m. on Wednesday night. And I think Don Bramer, DB, will be back I think he accepted the invite. So he's going to come on and talk about the things that American Freedom Fund has got going on with their award ceremony that they got coming up in December 10th. I believe it's the 10th, which HomeFront SitRep has been nominated for the Veteran Podcast of the Year through AFF, which is super cool just to be nominated. And if you want to nominate HomeFront SitRep, just go to American Freedom Fund, click on AmericanFreedomFund.com, I believe. And then click on the Manhattans, mistletoes, and martinis, and then you can go down and nominate, and you can go pick Veteran Podcast, and then put HomeFront SitRep in there, or your favorite Veteran Podcast, whoever you want to nominate.
But Gunny, SitRep.
Yeah, it better be HomeFront SitRep. But it is that time of night, my friends. We love you guys. Stay safe out there. We got your six.
Your six.
Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this show.
Suggestions and comments are always welcome.
Cannot wait to have another great show with y'all.
Don't forget you can find HomeFront SitRep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Stay safe out there. I got your six.